right, everyone. Welcome to the Blacspiration podcast, where we inspire Black gamers one episode at a time. It is I, your favorite, or not your favorite, your third favorite Washington, behind Denzel and Carrie, of course, the infamous hood rat with the gold. Hood rat with a heart of gold. What is going on with me, man? These intros are really tripping me up. It's Cortez Washington here, everybody, and as always, I'm joined by my favorite co-host.
Call me Asia.
Call me Asia.
That's
Yes,
me.
yes.
Okay.
The Compassion Center, Renaissance woman, Mandarin
Period.
speaking, variety streamer on Twitch, portrait photographer, and community manager! Exclamation point.
Wow. Amazing. Gig economy.
Yes.
It's insane.
Yes, this episode is amazing. We're gonna be interviewing Alex Norimaki. And hey, Alex. And for those who don't know who Alex is a digital creator, cosplayer, host, and professional marketing coordinator. She is also the host of the talk show Soundtest, where you discuss video game music and why we love it. Thank you, Alex, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm just so glad it's the weekend, y'all. For real.
Oh, yes.
100%. Yeah.
So I'm ready. I'm so happy with this right now.
Have you had a long week?
I've had a long month.
Black History Month? What happened?
I was Black in Black History Month, and then I was doing something like every day. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm loving it. I'm loving Black History Month, but when it's ready to be done, so am I.
I do gotta say, it's been the longest February I've ever experienced in my life. Yeah.
I agree.
Oh my goodness. So thank you again for being here. Before we get into some of those heavy hitting questions, I got something to ask you. What was your first game in memory? So what was the first game you remember playing that you was like, oh yeah, this is me?
I grew up playing video games. I have one brother. He's 9 years older than me. We're almost 9 years. And my dad was like a stay-at-home dad, so he was with us a lot of the time. And I was like 5. No. Yeah, I was like 5. He was like 14. And we were playing Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo. And it was taking 3 of us to get through the level Millstone Mayhem because A, we couldn't stop from getting run over, and B, we were all arguing over if it's Millstone or Milestone, despite the fact that it had 2 L's in it and no E, and everybody was arguing, and my mom came home, and we were all angry because the level wasn't getting beaten, and we're like, maybe you can do it. My mom was like, nah, y'all got it. And it was just, it's like the earliest memory I have of playing video games, and like now I can go play that level, and it's perfectly fine, but I'm telling you what, Super Nintendo games are rough when you're 5. Okay.
Yeah. The hand-eye coordination is non-existent.
Yeah. Platforming for a child?
Yeah. It was back when they designed games. Like nowadays they're like, you got to play get good games. But like back in the day, it was a tough game under the guise of something cute and whimsical.
Right.
And so they was always trying to get you and be like, yeah, buy it for all the kids. But then the kids, they would have to really learn how to like play. And then the adults be like, let me see this shit. And they'd be like, whoa, this is hard.
This
Wait,
actually
hold on.
kind of hard.
Yeah.
Literally shout out all of those games that were made for all those children's movies, like The Lion King for Super Nintendo.
Oh, The Lion King? Oh, man.
It's still disrespectful, and I'm grown.
Yes, and I don't know if I ever played that when I was younger, but seeing Story Mode Bay's clip of getting almost to the end and then not knowing that there's a save or that you have to physically save or whatever that process was, insane.
Yeah.
I would have just turned the game off. I'm not gonna hold you. We would have been done with stream. Yeah,
I literally own it. Like I have it. I have the cartridge in here.
Have you beat it?
I've never beat. No,
Oh
I'm not
my
gonna lie to
God.
you. No, and I don't think I ever will. Like you can use cheat codes for it, and I'm trying to be pure. I don't know how long that's gonna last, but no, at 26, I have not beat The Lion King on Super Nintendo.
Wow.
I mean, it's a small few who have experienced it and done it. But hey, so don't feel bad about it, But
yeah, I do. But thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely do feel bad about it. But
I'm so sorry. Well, We would love to talk about, the other parts of your origin story, not just your first gaming memory, but also your streaming experience. So I know that the first thing that you streamed was Bendy and the Ink Machine. It was to celebrate your birthday, to do a live stream with friends. And so tell us about that first stream. Were you hooked? What happened? You said something like 45 people showed up. So yeah, so tell us about that first stream and your venture into the Twitch sphere.
Everybody's always like, it's so exciting, your first stream. And I went on the record, I was bullied into doing it. So I was a YouTuber first and had some YouTube friends who were also streamers. And I had met them because we did a little collab video for YouTube. And they were like, you should stream. And I started doing YouTube before the pandemic, but maybe 5 months before the pandemic. And when the pandemic hit, I was born in July. And I am absolutely an attention-loving Leo. And I was mad I couldn't have a birthday party that year because we're all locked up.
Yeah, absolutely same.
And my friends are like, you know what you should do? You should stream. You should stream for your birthday. And I'm like, no, I'm rather not. Because when you come from YouTubing to being live, you can't edit out all the foolishness, right? It is what it is. And I didn't trust myself. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. They bothered me for 3 months about it. 3 straight months.
Oh my God.
Of you should really stream. You'd be so good at it. You'd have so much fun. It's not as scary as you think. And I finally just to shut them up was fine, I'll stream for my birthday. And they were like, well, pick a good game and make a setup and do all of these things. And I'm like, this is a lot of work. I don't want to do it. But they kept on me. And I picked Bendy because I was like, look, I can spend I do scary stuff. I watch scary movies and play scary video games when I'm having a bad day because I'm too distracted by fear to worry about whatever had me having a bad day in the first place. Yeah. So I was like, I'll play Bendy and the Ink Machine. It's horrifying. I'll be distracted from the fact people can see me. And yeah, I posted about it and everything. And I didn't expect anybody to come outside the people who already knew I was going to do it. It's 5 people. Apparently it was the day to stream Bendy for some reason because everyone and their mom showed up and was like, oh my God, you've never played this game before. It was horrifying, quite frankly. And I didn't know you could turn off your view count. So I was like, it was 52 at one point. And I was like, who are you people? And how did you find me? Because I had 100 Twitter followers and I was like, there's no way. And they were like, no, this is fun. Keep going. And it was an 8-hour stream. I was only going to stream for 2. I went all night. And I had so much fun. And it was love at first sight kind of thing. And yeah, it was really nice. And then once I started, I couldn't stop. So that was 3.5 years ago. And now I really can't stop. So I don't know. It was just really cool because people were coming in and enjoying a video game with me for the first time. And you're always worried about people spoiling stuff. I didn't have that problem. Nobody was coming in and spoiling Bendy for me.
Right.
Nobody was backseating. Everybody was just oh, this is your first time. This is about to be lit. I'm sat. I'm watching you play this. And other people were like, Black people play Bendy and the Ink Machine? And I was like, this Black people do, I guess. So and they're like, my God, I didn't know Black people played Bendy and the Ink Machine. I'm Black, what's good? And they just sat and we had a great time. So
that's such a weird thing to be gatekept by the community.
I was
Black people play Bendy?
I was like, what about Bendy? Should I not be playing? What do you know that I don't? Should I turn this off?
What am I doing?
Right, is this about to be an interesting time for y'all? Am I gonna have to delete the VOD? What's going on? And yeah.
I love that. So thank you for telling us about your gaming origins on your channel. So tell us about your community, which I believe is named the Penguin Village after an anime that I have never watched one full episode of.
It's okay. It's really okay. It's a 90s anime. She's old.
Okay. Got it.
No, it's partly because of my name, because Norimaki is the last name of Aurelia Norimaki, who was the main protagonist of Dr. Slump. And Dr. Slump is the first anime Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, made before Dragon Ball. So most people just watch Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and all of that and never watch Dr. Slump. But they should go watch Dr. Slump. Just everybody go watch Dr. Slump. It's fun and it's not too serious, and it's really cute and old 90s anime style. But I still
Oh,
and they lived in the Penguin Village. It was called the Penguin Village. And there's even an episode in the original Dragon Ball called The Penguin Village, where Goku meets Aurelie in the Penguin Village. It's really cute. And I stole her last name and her place. So I just kind of dragged her entire identity out. But
period.
I also call it the Penguin Village because my favorite animal is a penguin. So it just kind of lined up real easy for me.
Oh,
Tell you about my community. This is the first time someone's been like, tell me about your community. And my community hasn't been here to hear me be asked about that.
Mhm.
There's gotta be a word for these clowns. I don't know. Okay, on the forefront, right? I do run my community kind of like a fake municipality. So like we have an election every year. I'm the mayor.
okay.
Election every year.
Sure.
Campaign season actually starts March 1st, and the election is the first stream I do in April. We have taxes every year. March is also tax season. Our currency in our entire community is mayonnaise. And no, it was not my choice.
Why is mayonnaise the currency?
Because one of my regulars really likes mayonnaise, and she says I put mayonnaise on everything. I put it on burgers. I put it on hot dogs. I put it on my taxes. And we're like, you put mayo on your tax? She's like, yeah, I put mayo on my taxes. And then they were like, I guess we're paying our mayo and taxes, and now it's my currency. And
okay.
I had no control over this.
Wow.
And I mean, no shade to mayonnaise. I do like mayonnaise, but like not on everything.
I think it belongs on burgers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about hot dogs, kind of, but I mean, what else? What else could be in there?
You can't really carry the flavors. Like mayo can carry a good flavor,
right?
On a burger, but like a hot dog, no, that's blasphemous.
She was swearing by this, and I was like, "That's adorable." Not trying it, but I support you from a distance. And so yeah, we have an election season, we have taxes, we have an official currency, there's lore, there's a whole lore channel in my Discord server, there's a lore keeper. So like major things that happen on stream and in Discord, they're like documented for all time. So like when you join the Discord server, we're like, go read the lore. So you get all the the inside jokes. Like it's a whole thing.
I love that.
So cute.
I love that.
It's very, very adorable. One of my favorite like sub perk I have for my Twitch subscribers is they get their own village title. And so it's like any identity they want within the confines of this fake community. And it starts with the word village, and it's like whatever after that. So like, and we like to say there's the title you choose and the title we give you, and they're not the same thing. like at all. Like for example, my boyfriend, who's also my mod, his was it? Hold on. Don't tell me. I swear he can hear me. Don't tell me. Village Demolitionist is the one he chose. That's the title he chose because he liked blowing stuff up. I know, out of pocket. He's currently the bareback secretary, is what we gave him.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, it is what it is. I don't want to talk about it. It was, listen, there's, we ain't got time. But like,
man. Let me find out Penguin Village all freaky out here. Yo.
They are a mess. But it's stuff like that, like people come in and they've got titles we give and titles they choose, and they all like, you can go on my Discord server and everybody has a title, like Village Baker. There's like the Village, what we got in here, one of them, she calls herself, I'm looking at my Discord server like right now, one of them is the Village White People Wrangler. She is white, actually. She's like, my part in allyship is I'll go wrangle white folks for you. And I was like, that's the job you want? Like, that's your profession in the Penguin Village? She's like, yeah, I'll get paid for that. I'm like, okay, if that's how you want it. But my community is made for, I think it's made for just about anybody. We just like to be ourselves and be wacky and ridiculous, and where we can go on tangents that last hours and make jokes up on the spot. One of our favorite things to do is like make fake products to market. So like, I was live on Elgato's channel of all places when we did this the last time.
Cute.
I don't know why Elgato likes me after what I did on the channel. We
Because you're
made like
doing something
a,
right. That's right.
I
Yeah, that's
guess
why.
they were like, I don't know. I was like, I can stop this conversation on your channel. I'm so sorry. And the mods are like, no, we're into it. Keep going. But like,
No,
they
we
were like,
love
no,
this shit.
this is lit. Like you don't understand. We're clipping this. We made like a sling, like a hammock, but like for your chest, like for women, like so they can
Okay.
kind of hold it up so they can get airflow underneath. Like it's hot.
Oh, cute.
We
Love that.
designed it in paint.
Okay.
Okay. We had names for it, alternative branding in case the
Yes.
primary names were already taken by copyright. Okay.
Okay.
They had like found out like other versions of it. They figured out what type of fabric we were using. They were like, now, how do we people were like, how do we market this to this demographic? Because they ain't gonna think that's really interesting. And I was like, we had a whole marketing scheme made up in like an hour for something we're never gonna make. And we do that at least once a month. So like just
Wow.
we just go with the flow. But
That's really cute though. What's your
yeah.
favorite imaginary product?
My favorite imaginary product that I feel like saying where people can hear me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
gotta filter that first. I don't know. It might be the sling. I'm not gonna lie. That's the most practical thing we've come up with.
Yeah.
But
And I think
I
the
might.
towel exists, right? Like they have like little towels.
Yeah,
that-
they were showing me that.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I want like scaffolding that I can like, change and move. And they were like, you want like construction equipment, like a crane for it. I was like, yeah. They're like, okay. Like people were in there. My community is made up of people of like all backgrounds and professional industries and everything. And when I tell you they regularly put their talents to work for foolishness, that's really what they do. And the engineers were like, oh no, I got this. Okay, so we got to string it up this way for physics, and like this is how this works, and like at the rate of sweat. And I was like, okay, I wasn't thinking about all that, but if you got it, I don't have to do it. So it might be the sling. I think it's the sling.
That's lit. That's amazing. I just love when people just like when everybody just uses their ingenuity and innovation for tomfoolery. Just a bunch of nonsense. Like there's no actual gain from it. We just out here just having a good time. Yeah,
just because it's funny,
Yeah.
like not for work. We ain't getting paid for this. Just because we can.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So so like with your community, how have you all like cultivated like it being like a space for like that's very welcoming for everybody? Like what are some things that you all have incorporated in that space that is really open for, say, like if me and Asia wanted to hop in one day, how could what has been the ground rule set in that space?
So part of it is stuff that I started when I first started streaming, but then they've kind of added on to it and really made it their own. One of the things that I always ask any new follower, as long as I'm not preoccupied getting killed in the video game or something, but I usually do, is I ask them what their favorite food is, because everybody got a favorite food. Like we all got to eat. Everybody likes something. So everybody has an answer. And usually it sparks conversation. And my community is so good at conversation amongst themselves. So like even if I'm distracted by whatever it is I'm doing on screen, they can carry it on and chat without me. And people will come in with the most interesting answers. They'll come in with foods I can't pronounce, and I'm like, what is that? Describe it in plain terms for me, like I'm 5, and they'll explain it, and everybody else will be like, wait, that's really good. Like, do you make that? Can I buy that? Something like they'll just go on in conversation. And so I think we're like second to none when it comes to breaking the ice with new people, for one thing, right? Like we find common ground with just about anybody, and it doesn't matter who you are, but then you quickly find like the people within the community that are just like you. It don't take long. It might take 2-3 minutes tops, because usually people will come in, and lately it's been really nice because people come in and they already know they can kind of be themselves. Because like, you go into like a new chat and it's like going into like a new place, like you're on guard, very first impressionist, like you don't really act up, but people come in and I guess they lurk for a little bit, then see what we're about, and then they're just like, nah, I have permission to act up with the first message I say in here. And then we end up laughing, and then they just feel very comfortable. So, excuse me, I think we're just really good at bringing everybody into the conversation. And that was something that I've actually spoken about more than once on my stream, is like, I was a person growing up who didn't ever feel like she was included in stuff. Like, you know, even if I, for like all intents and purposes, was supposed to be in a space, it never felt like the people who were already in that space wanted me there or that I was included in the conversation. And so I don't want anybody else to feel like that, not in my space. So we could be knee deep in the conversation, a new person can come in, and me and my community will absolutely loop you in, drag you in the conversation. Here's what's going on. And now you feel like you've been here the entire time. That's just something we're very, very good at. And I'm
so
beyond proud of them. I really am. Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I got to ask you, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is a tie between French fries and steak.
Ooh.
Wow. Two classics that also go well together.
Very well together.
Yeah. Asia?
My favorite food?
Yeah.
It's called shuiju yu pian, and it is boiled fish in soup.
It actually sounds really good.
That's fire.
It's always fire. You can usually get it from a lot of restaurants, but they never really make it the same across restaurants. Sometimes it's pretty spicy, sometimes it's not. The first time I had it in Chengdu, it was very spicy, and I was eating it doing the you know, with the rice and stuff, and I'll never let it go because it literally, it feels, you put it in your mouth and you're so relieved and happy about it. You're like, oh, I can still eat other stuff in here. And it's like Chinese dishes are meant to be eaten with each other and in a group setting. So it's really sweet to see people kind of picking and eating and chilling. Like, it's just such a cute little vibe.
That sounds really good. Soup. I mean, you know, soup is just homey in general, but
yes,
it seems like Asian soups are so
fresh.
Yeah. I haven't had a fish soup. I want some of that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if you come to visit me in Indiana, I'll take you.
Shoot.
Yeah, because they know me there. They know me. So they always
there a couple times.
Okay, but listen, Linda, Lisa. So essentially, what the problem is, I am a Black woman with green hair who speaks Mandarin, right? Are they gonna forget me easily? No. And
Probably
if I come back,
no.
they're like, ni hao, menu. Menu means pretty girl, beautiful girl, right? And it's a very like kind, endearing term, the way when you sweetheart or honey or something like that. And so when I come back in, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, hi, how are you doing? How have you been? You want to be WeChat friends? WeChat is like our version of Twitter, Facebook, and maybe something else mixed into one. It's so much more efficient. Talk offline about the way Chinese apps are more efficient. They're stealing our information, but who cares when
when it's hitting, who cares?
You know what I mean? Our information is going to be out anyway. At some point, we have to be serious about it. We have to be serious about it. Everyone has our information. Everyone's Googleable. We're living in the digital age. We need to figure out who's going to make the apps better. And unfortunately, these Chinese apps, they're cuter, they're funner, they're integrated. The little microtransactions are more enticing because they feel special and earned and stuff. It's too much, but still. Anyway, that's my favorite thing about eating that food outside of a house.
See,
that's good.
Now I know 8 things about her, and all I ask
exactly. It's so efficient. My God, it's so efficient.
That's it. Yes. What's your favorite food? You ain't getting away with this, so.
Yeah.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
It's beef rendang. Beef rendang is a Malaysian curry dish that I had for the first time in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Because I'm originally from Battle Creek. Shout out to Battle Creek. BC, stand up. Kalamazoo, Michigan. There's a restaurant called Razaria. Shout out to Razaria, one of the best restaurants in Kalamazoo, because Michigan ain't got no flavor unless you're going to a Black restaurant or my mama's house. But
I know that's right.
Beef rendang, like Razaria, they first of all, it's ran by a small family who just love they just be cooking. The mom sound kind of rude, but she actually really, really nice. She really, really nice. She really cool. And beef rendang is so good. It's like it's like curried. It's like really curry, but it isn't like a thick curry sauce. It's like a more dry, like curry paste, really, honestly. And so the beef is very tender. It comes with potatoes and a bunch of stuff and some rice, and it's really good. It's like it throws you off because you look at it, you be like, I don't know, and then you just take that bite, and you be like, oh my god, what is this? What is this heaven? So yeah, beef rendang, man. Oof, I want some right
Man,
now. I'll
wait. Yeah, I'll
drive
go
4
with
hours
you.
for that.
Okay, so then can I change my answer? Because y'all got really interesting ones, and I just said steak and French fries.
Your favorite food can change at any time. That is valid.
That
Yeah,
is
absolutely.
true.
Yeah, it
Absolutely.
is. I had to
First
think
off,
about it for a bit.
First off, I pulled up the menu at Rosaria, and this looks good. Also, it's $7.85. Shoo, that is so.
Rosarita is cheap, man. Yeah.
Okay. If I'm changing, we have a restaurant here, and it's Filipino food, and they serve sao pao, which is like their like steamed buns with either pork or chicken in them.
Yes.
I ate 3 of them pork ones at a time.
Yeah.
I don't have to dip it in anything. I tear them up. It is the most tender, wonderful thing. Oh, they're already closed, or I would have ordered it while I was sitting here. Now that I'm done.
That's how you gotta do it.
Listen, they deliver, but they're $3 each. So like, maybe tomorrow.
I love it. I love it when it's stuff like that, when it's like really, really like affordable, because then it's like it doesn't feel like you like, because like you got to treat stuff. You can't overconsumption of stuff is bad for you. Blah blah blah. Whatever the hell they say. Anyway, but the fact that like if it's affordable and you eat it and you enjoy it, you like and you feel like you ain't have to spend $50 to do it. You like
exactly.
Oh, yeah,
in this economy, I love cheap food. I don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
Because one, I don't think we should have to pay for existing, right? Like I can pay for your expertise, absolutely.
Right. But I can't not eat.
Yeah.
Facts.
What am I gonna do? Like, and I will go off on this tangent every single time. If I cannot get off of a public transportation system and tip tap 2 steps into your establishment, why am I paying for parking with my car? Is the car not enough?
Paying for parking is nuts in general, I feel.
Man. Oh my god.
It's sickening. It's sickening. And I feel that on a deep level.
Yeah, I hate paying for parking. It's the most scam-malicious thing ever.
Man, I hate. Hey, they just be out here, man. I don't want to keep going on tangent, but they just be buying random parking lots and just be like, now you got to pay for it. It's like, what do you mean I got to pay for it? Like,
and the price is random.
Yeah.
Like, where are you getting these numbers from?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. Why is it $20?
$20 for an hour or somewhere else. And then you'll find another random spot that look kind of sketchy, and it'd be like, $5 for the whole day. You'd be like, what?
Literally. What? It don't make it's like 3 blocks away. Like, this doesn't make a lick of sense. Yeah. That's why during events, I live in San Antonio, so we have Fiesta. And during Fiesta, people near the event places downtown, like that have driveways, they just let you pay $5 to park in their driveway. That's what I do. Because I'm not paying, $20 for no.
They do that in New Orleans too. When Mardi Gras, they'd be like 20 people. It'd be do some Unc and them be standing outside in their driveway with a sign that say $20 for parking.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then your car is safe while their kids play in the front yard. I'm good.
Yes.
No, that's right.
So, just to quickly pivot back to you and your amazing story, like you also are not only our digital creator, but you're also a cosplayer. So like, where did you get that like first taste of cosplay, and like what were some like learning curves that you had to get over when it came to getting more advanced at that skill set?
So there's like the technical first cosplay and the actual one. Like, technically my first cosplay was like in 3rd grade. We had like a dress up as a character day, and I went way too nerdy with it because like Paper Mario and the 1,000-Year Door had just come out, and I was nose deep in it. I had like rented it from Blockbuster. Shout out to the GOAT Blockbuster. And I cosplayed as Koops, which is the Koopa Troopa, who is your partner in that game. So I like made a Koopa shell like out of a box and turned it like a little black backpack like with strings on it, and wore it to school. And ain't nobody get it, which was fine with me, but I was definitely a Koopa Troopa all day. So technically that was the first one. But I think the reason I got into cosplay is like I finally started seeing like Black folks cosplaying. No, I finally saw characters that I felt comfortable cosplaying as a Black person, because my hero had come out, and Mirko, the rabbit hero, she came out, and she's darker skinned, and I just thought she was the cutest thing ever. And Amazon had a sale on her cosplay, so it was like $15. So I just bought it and I took pictures. I wore it on a Halloween stream, and I took the most awkward pictures in my room because I was like too afraid to leave my room. I still lived with my parents at the time. I didn't want them to see, because like Black parents, if I like come out in like that little bunny suit with some thigh high socks and some bunny ears in my head, they
Like, what are
probably
you
would have.
doing?
And like, you can go ahead and turn right back around in there. Don't even. But I didn't even post those first pictures. I still have them. They look so funny. But like, it was just so, you feel so cute. You feel so like done up, like when you take some time to like look like a different character. And so for a while I was just buying the cosplays off Amazon, and that was okay with me until I started wanting to cosplay characters you can't buy the cosplays for. And my mom had like taught me how to sew long time ago, and I hadn't done it in forever, but it's kind of like riding a bike. So my mom had a sewing machine, and I started sewing my own. Well, I started buying clothing that was kind of similar to the cosplay I wanted to do, and then just like altering it. And then the more I got into it, then I just started making them from scratch. So I think learning curve wise, I was already ahead of the curve because I knew how to sew. Most people don't go into this knowing how to sew. And even if you do, if you don't have a sewing machine, that's already one heck of a roadblock, because sewing machines are not cheap. Okay.
They're
like,
not.
They're like $2,800 on the low end.
Yeah. Like
What
a
do you
good one.
mean?
Like a good one. Yeah, for real.
Insane.
Yeah, they're not cheap, but my mom didn't really use hers, so she let me use hers. So I was able to have that. Fabric ain't cheap either, but it's a lot easier to pay for when you ain't paying for a sewing machine on top of it. So really it was just learning techniques, because when you're cosplaying like anime characters and video game characters, you really notice just how impractical these outfits really are. Like, ain't no way you're fighting in skin tight latex and all of this armor in random places, because none of your skin can breathe. Like, you're gonna die. There's just no way. And so it's learning how to like take these impractical outfits and make them practical for me to put on my body, you know? And that is really the big learning curve. Like, it's, I think a lot of people will say like, oh, it's just really hard to learn how to make like armor and breastplates and things. And it is. That's really hard. I'm still not good at it. But for me, it's just learning how to like make this fabric do this thing some guy drew and thought it made sense in anatomical context, and it doesn't. So that's really the big piece, I think. Shout out to props. Props are easy to make because I have a 3D printer. So I just
you have a 3D printer? That's so cool.
Yeah, I love my 3D printer, but like,
oh my God.
That's also another learning curve. Like, 3D printing makes cosplaying a lot easier if you know how to 3D model first.
Right.
And I know how, but
how long did that take you?
Well, so I was in a magnet program in high school for like design and everything. So I already knew how to use the entire Adobe Creative Suite from sophomore year of high school, how to 3D model stuff, how to use CAD programs and everything. So it was like riding a bike for me. But for other people, it's like, I don't even know how to begin to describe trying to help people figure that out, because there's just too many buttons on the screen.
Yeah.
Yo, that is wild. You like have this skill set just on hand. Like that is such a like niche skill set to have, to be able to like also to be able to convert those skill set into 3D printing, which is like such a I have to say, it's like 3D printing is hard for Black and brown communities to get into because of the steep price point in order to get it going. Even because even with the cheap ones, like the cheap ones, you can have fun, but like the fact of like you need the technology to actually render and design the things that you need to do, like that is such a huge like commitment that a lot of Black and brown families don't have that financial stability to do so. So
it is. And what I will say though is that there's a couple of options I can think of if budget is kind of like a block for people, because I never want for anybody to think the things that I do are unreachable just because of price, because I'm broke. I am not financially up there whatsoever. But like regularly Amazon has 3D printers on sale. And
really,
yeah, we didn't pay a ton for ours. So you can save up for these if that's something that's within your
so what I'm hearing is Prime Day. That's what
Prime.
I'm hearing.
Oh, check it on Prime Day. Because okay, do it. Check on Black Friday. Keep an eye on the brands of those because they also have coupons and stuff. But if you can find like an auction, like an Amazon auction in your city, we have one here where they just auction off the things that people return on Amazon throughout the time.
Yeah, they got one here too. Yeah.
People return 3D printers. They return all kinds of stuff.
Oh my God.
So, and you can get them for like 15% of the original price. Like, so check those for 3D printers. But I actually don't use an expensive CAD program. I think technically people who 3D print all the time use 3ds Max or something, which is like a great program if you know how to use it, but it's also mad expensive. I just use SketchUp. SketchUp is an online platform.
The drawing software?
No, it sounds like it should be drawing, but it's for 3D modeling, actually.
Wow.
I learned how to use it in high school because we learned how to use it for like an architecture class I took. So like we were modeling restaurants and stuff, but you can model anything in it, and it's free to use. So I pay for extra storage, but it is free to use, and it's just online. So
that's lit.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so glad you dropped those nuggets because I know there are people that's probably been thinking about like doing 3D design and any other aspects of that on that end, on that front. And yes, like knowing about those products and the ability to do so right now and just get a feel of it is very much vital and essential. So
absolutely,
include myself. Include myself.
No, get in there.
Yeah.
Like anybody who ever wants to start 3D modeling and they want to make it like the thought process I have is just start 3D modeling stuff, make the models, sell those on any of the 3D modeling sites that people can pay like $2 per model or whatever, and they'll print it themselves, and then spend the money you save up for that, buy your own 3D printer. There you go. Like it doesn't have to be hard. It just people will not straight up tell you how easy it can be because people are kind of gatekeepy, but not me. I'm gonna tell you.
Period. Not me. That's what I'm talking about. Period. Thank you for sharing.
No
problem. Tell us about like what a day in your life looks like. Like what is your content creation? What is your marketing experience? What goes on in the days of Alex Norimaki?
It really depends on the day. I have, let's see, 3 jobs at this point.
Yep.
Technically speaking, 4? No, 3. 3 to 4. I don't know what we count as one or the other, but I'm a full-time content creator. So it's live streaming, that's cosplaying, that's YouTube, it's all that stuff. If I'm not doing that, I'm part-time marketing coordinator for the gym that me and my mom work out at. And it's a lot of fun, but it's definitely like my most traditional kind of job.
Yeah.
But it's a very expensive little studio and I don't have to pay for membership, so it keeps me going.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they do pay me on top of that, but like when I don't have to pay $1,200 a year, I won't. So I do that for them, part-time. I run their website, all of their emails, their marketing, their ads, any graphic design, I do all of that for them. But then recently, and I thought this was going to be like my plan when I was 35, but apparently I'm doing it now, was going into consulting for both small businesses and other creators. So I actually got my first client like this month. And
hey, congratulations.
Thank you. I am so excited. I am so excited.
Let's go.
Yeah.
She's a long-term client. Like she pays me monthly and I kind of help her with her content. She has me kind of like on retainer for asking for ideas, working through projects, planning stuff. So that was really always like the end goal for me, I think, professionally speaking, was being able to consult for small businesses and other creators and influencers and personalities. So I guess I'm doing it in 26, but I'm only doing it because I tried to have one of those 9-to-5 jobs and I got laid off twice last year. And I was like, okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit right there.
Yeah, literally it is. And my mom, and I was freaking out the second time I got laid off because I was like, bro, like I'm trying everything. I only had that job 6 weeks. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
And I went to my parents because, you think your parents are expecting the very traditional things for you, go to college, get a 9-to-5, all that stuff. And my mom, she's a consultant. Like she's retired. She was a mechanical engineer for like 35 years, but she's retired. and my dad is retired too.
Just a family full of Black excellence. I love
it. Ain't nothing but my dad worked professional in HR, and even though he was like stay-at-home dad, he was still consulting people. So consulting kind of runs the family at this point. And so I told him I was like laid off for 2 weeks, and I was doing all of this stuff for content and, you know, talking to people about consulting stuff. And I was telling my parents at the kitchen table, I just went home to like visit them for the day. And they were like, "You doing a lot, huh?" And I was like, yeah, you know, still trying to look for a job. And my dad was like, and I don't mean this with any like disrespect, "Why the hell are you looking for another job?" And I was like, "Because I just lost mine." And he's like, "Sound like you got a full-time job. Sound like you got 2, actually." And I was like, well, I mean, it's not like a, you know, like a W-2 type job. Like, I'm not salaried and like I don't have. He's like, "Well, you have insurance, don't you?" Because I do. He's like, I was like, "Yeah." "Your bills paid?" "Yeah." "You got food?" "Uh-huh." He's like, "So why don't you focus on," he's like, "and I'm bad at this. I'm telling you, and I'm not good at it." He's like, "Why don't you just focus on being happy then?" And I was like, this is weird coming from you as a Black dad who was wanting me to get a degree and, you know, go to, this is very odd, but sure. So it kind of led me down this path instead. But I think day to day, I keep one heck of a to-do list. Like, I live off my to-do list. I have ADHD, so if I don't have a to-do list, ain't nothing getting done.
For sure. Feel you.
Like, I was standing in the living room and I'll be like, "Golly, it's 2:00 and I ain't done nothing."
Woke up at 7 a.m. Where did the time go?
Literally, I'll be like, it's crazy how I woke up at a great hour and I have nothing to show for it. So I take my meds and I keep a to-do list. But I split it up. So I have like my general stuff, you know, eat breakfast and, you know, do laundry, work out. I try to work out like every other day. But then I have like a section just for content creation stuff. So, you know, Mondays I'm answering emails and I'm, you know, reaching out to companies and I'm checking in with all of my people and doing that kind of stuff. And then throughout the week, it's, you know, editing videos, shooting content, streams, promo for things, coordinating guests for different things that I'm putting together. That just kind of goes on every day throughout the week. And then there's a section for my part-time job, get all that stuff done. It's pretty stable, so I don't really have to do too much with that. And that is a section for consulting. So there's 4 sections that I just kind of break it up like that. But I've also gotten really, really good. Me and my mom call ourselves recovering workaholics. So
period.
I've gotten a lot better. I now actually will schedule at least 1 day per week where I don't do anything.
Oh my God, how do you do that?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I actually schedule my entire life a month in advance.
Period. Okay.
Most of it. So yeah.
A month in advance. Period.
Yeah. Get you like an actual calendar. I have like a month calendar. You know, those old school calendars you put on the wall.
Yeah.
When this year is chicken themes, like a different species of chicken every month.
Okay.
It's so great. Cute. But yeah, I actually will like sit down halfway through the month and plan the next ones. Like, what am I going to stream? When do videos that I want to come out? When are those coming out? I space them out so I have time to shoot and edit and not feel rushed for each one. That's when I schedule like my designated do nothing days is what I call them. I make sure and schedule a couple times every month to do fun stuff socially, either with my family or with my friends. Like, I'm going to go visit my best friend for 3 days next week or next month. So, and then everything else can just kind of like get in where it fits in after that, as long as like the major things are out the way. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
You are hardworking. You're busy.
Okay.
And
I don't sleep. I mean, I do. That's the one thing I will stop working to do is I will go to sleep.
Nice. I love
amazing.
it. Love it. Sleep is the most underappreciated treasure we have in life, you know?
It is.
I try to say that. And people be like, "Man, you bullshit." And I'd be like, "Nah, man, for real." I was like, "How many hours of sleep you get last night?" They're like, "Oh, I got like 4.5." I'm like, "You bullshitting." You should have got 6.
I mean, 7 to 8. You know what I mean?
You know, yeah. So
because once I started going to sleep on time, my body started waking me up without my alarm. I said, "Oh,
yeah."
Yep, your body knows what to do if you let it, but you gotta let it at first.
You gotta let it.
You do. And
you really gotta let it. And like, shout out to my parents. I think they really raised me to do that part right. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm the most well-adjusted to doing all the things for myself that I really should be doing. I'm working on it. But like, my parents always, and I recognize the privilege with this, having both of my parents in the house who were very much active parents, but like, every morning, one of them woke me up and I ate breakfast, like at the table. It was on the go.
Cute.
It was at home watching TV in my pajamas before I went to school. Like that was a
That's
thing from
cool.
day one.
Oh.
Even when we're on the road, like when I was playing volleyball full time, wake up early, go downstairs to the hotel, breakfast, get breakfast. Like that's a thing.
Mhm.
So I don't like missing breakfast. I love breakfast. So
Mhm.
um I eat breakfast and I'll sleep. That's two things. Even when depression was hitting hard, was I still eating breakfast and sleeping?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you need those things.
But you
need that.
do. You really,
Yeah.
really do. But
Mhm.
yeah, I can be all over the place, and I'm very, very. I'm a busy person, but like
Mhm.
I'm not too busy to sleep.
Yeah. And just to tap into like the multiple things you got going on, I know you're looking to do some video game soundtrack reviews,
Mhm.
and I really just want to tap into that. So like, what brought you to like really be like, I really want to dissect these the OSTs.
Mhm.
What's your favorite OST,
Yeah.
and what's like a sleeper that you think a lot of people should check out too?
Okay. So,
Ooh.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start with how I got into it because I got to think about those. It's really been like a recent realization, like in the past year or so, how much I love video game music. Like
Mhm.
I listen to it a lot when I'm working, when I'm just kind of piddling around and trying to figure out what I'm about to do with my life next. It just kind of keeps me on track. That happens a lot. um, but it's very, I just love it because it's built for you to do stuff while you hear it, you know? So it kind of keeps me going. But then I realized even when I forget gameplay of a video game, I don't forget the music that went along with it.
Mhm.
Like my favorite video game of all time is Sonic Adventure 2. Like I love it. I own it on both platforms it came out on at this point. Like that is my game. And the first time I played it, I rented it from Blockbuster, of course, and didn't get anywhere near beating it because it scared the crap out of me about 4 levels in, but the music had already hit me. And so I played that game the first time. It came out in 2001, so that's probably like 6 when I played it. And then I didn't see it again for like years. I didn't actually get my own copy until I was like in high school, but I remembered all the music, all of it. Like I would still hum it to myself. And so when I finally played it again, I like burst out crying because I was still singing along to the songs as I was playing through it. And that kind of sticks with me like with a lot of video games. I'll forget what I did in the game. I'll forget mechanics, bosses, all that. I'll die again like it's the first time I'm playing it, but I don't forget the music. I never ever like I'll forget how to not lose, but I'll never forget the music. And
Yeah.
it just was like a recent realization that that's just something I love. I love hearing everything about. So I like talking about it with people. I like hearing how it's made. I love hearing the history of it. And so I have my master's degree in mass communications. So it covered like journalist stuff and PR, TV, radio, whatever it is I wanted to go into. Because I wanted to be Oprah. I might still be Oprah. Who knows?
Yeah, be better than Oprah. You know what I mean?
I'll be the better version of Oprah. We ain't gonna have no Tyler Perry's in my circle. But
my God.
No. Yes.
we ain't doing none of that.
That
But
damn super villain.
oh my God, he can catch me outside, but that's besides the point. I could take him. I know I could, but yeah, I really do enjoy interviewing people and talking to people and having those conversations. And so I was like, why the hell am I not doing this for video game music? Like, why am I not being like, I can write an essay, y'all. Okay. Writing is my bread and butter. So if I can write an essay, I can absolutely break down a soundtrack and why I like it so much and review it. And then I can absolutely interview people in the industry. And so part of it is that I got blessed and I was chosen as one of the people in the 2023 cohort for the Stream Elements Creator Diversity Program. And I don't think people realize how, like, they knew it was big and everybody was very congratulatory. Like, don't get me wrong, but just I didn't even realize how big it was because yes, you get like a stipend and you get these like workshops you can go to and things, but it's really access to like industry professionals that's the most rewarding. And so his name's Chase. He runs the program. He works for Stream Elements. Chase is like the original PR guy for Twitch.
Okay.
He was also on the PR team for Sega when they were releasing my favorite games. And he just knows like everybody. Like there's nobody Chase does not know or doesn't know somebody who knows them. And I told him, I was like, Chase, I'm adopting you as my internet uncle. And he's like, okay. Chase sends me
Cute.
shirts. He sent me a Christmas present last year.
Oh.
Like,
Oh, that's so sweet.
I found my brother's Dreamcast a couple months ago, or my boyfriend and my dad did when they were cleaning out the storage unit. And I was just talking about it on stream, and Chase came in and he's like, "Do you have Dreamcast games?" And I was like, "No, I'd love to have Sonic Adventure 2, and Phantasy Star Online because it's like my favorite ones. Because I'd never played a Dreamcast, but they were on GameCube." He mailed them to me. He just had them. Just
real one.
Just send it to me. He
Face,
also
wherever
sent
we
me.
are, wherever you
him.
are, you deserve the world, my friend.
I was like, I'm gonna bake you a pie one day. Like, he sent me promotional, like, what are these called? I have no idea. Postcards that are like written from Sonic when they were promoting Sonic Adventures. Like, I have
That's
those
lit.
too. Like, it's really access to that. So like, he was able to get me access to like some industry professionals that were working on me being able to interview for my YouTube series, interviewing composers and artists. So like, I get to interview literally next week, March 5th. Whenever March 5th is, I'm interviewing Ashley Barrett. She's the voice actress who plays Eurydice in Hades, and she sings.
Oh, cute.
And she also sings. She's like in like all of Super Giants games, but I get to interview her because Chase just knows her, just casually knows her. He's
Just
like,
casually.
yeah. He was like, "You want me to ask her?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." What, you got her number? He's like, "Yeah, I'll call her." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense
That's
to me."
what's up.
But it's been kind of like a project between the two of us. And what I call my CDP handler, shout out to Bagels, but like they've kind of just been helping with this project because I told them like I really want to get into video game music and make that part of like my content identity and everything. And they've just been very supportive and helping me work towards this, because I don't know if I would have ever been able to get an interview with Ashley Barrett on my third interview, period. So it's been really, really cool. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And I love every minute of it. I've reviewed one soundtrack, Super Giants Transistor, which is how I ended up interviewing Ashley Barrett, because she sings in that one a lot, and she's the voice actress of the main protagonist.
Okay.
And that game is awesome. And I literally had to like write out how I was going to review it, what questions were I going to answer, and my CDP handler, she has no idea I call her that. I should tell her. Literally everybody else, my CDP handler, I'm pretty sure she has no idea I call her that. She like, ran through it and like tweaked stuff so that she's like, here's how you really should review it. Put it like in this structure, in this order. And then I went from there. And so it went really well because I tagged Ashley Barrett, who already knew me by this point. So everybody went and listened to it. So I'm just really proud of that. And I was supposed to have one come out yesterday for Hotline Miami, except I recorded it and there was construction going on outside and there's just jackhammering all through the back of it. So I gotta
oh god,
make peace and redo it. But it's fine. It really is. What did you ask me? You said my favorite soundtrack and what?
That was, I mean, you answered it right there.
That was it. Your favorite soundtrack and your affinity for sound, for music in gaming.
Oh, did you say one that's like kind of slept on and that people should listen to?
Yeah, the sleeper.
Oh yeah, sleeper. What's your sleeper?
There's like the answer that's like popular to say, and there's the answer people are like, "The hell are you talking about?" The popular one is I think the popular one is Hotline Miami. Like, if you've never played it, the music is a banger outside of the context of the game, because the music wasn't made for the game originally. They actually found and licensed music from creators on Bandcamp who had just put out this music. It's very synthwave, very vaporwave, kind of EDM-ish, and they just licensed it all because the music is just banger after banger. Like, just like I dance to it sometimes. It's just that good. Wow. So even if you haven't played the game, and you should, because that game is fun, but even if you don't, the whole soundtrack is just a dance soundtrack from start to finish. It really is. But then like the non-popular one, everybody's like, "Oh my god, I'm never playing this game." It's a game for the Wii. It's very much not like a AAA title, but it's called The Munchables, and it's about these little creatures called Munchables who live on this planet called Starving. And no, I'm not kidding. And the planet gets invaded by space pirates that are basically just like anthropomorphic food. And so you run around the island eating all of the space pirates. And that's the entire point of the game. And the game is silly as hell, but the music is lit. Like,
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know why y'all went so hard for this game. Y'all know wasn't gonna go nowhere. But this music is this music is ridiculous. So yeah, those are my two. Final answer.
Okay, great. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we're coming up to like the tail end of the episode. So this is the time we want you to just like, if there was anything you would want little Black kids to hear when they come across this episode, what would that be? And like, so there could be like words of affirmation, like anything that you like take to heart every day, or you have like a mantra that really brings that lifts you up at times when you need it.
Specifically for my wonderful little Black kids out there, if you hear this, do not feel like just because you're Black, you are only allowed to do things within a certain box that's expected of you as a Black person. Do not feel like, I think society expects certain things out of us, right? They expect an affinity for hip hop, which, don't get me wrong, I will bang some hip hop every day of my life, but like, it's not the point. It's either here or there. I grew up in a time where it was very much like a bullyable offense to be this into video games and into comics and cartoons and anime and everything. And if you are in a space where either the other Black people, other people who look like you, other you for liking certain things, or you are in a space where there is nobody else who looks like you, period, don't feel like you need to change yourself to better fit the environment that you find yourself in. There's enough of that. I hate when people are like, it's easier just to be yourself. Like, okay, yes, be yourself is basically what I'm saying, but like, don't feel like you have to change the things that you love and the things that you are publicly interested in just because that's what's expected of you as a Black person. Black people can be nerds. Black people can be weird as hell. Okay, we are multifaceted, and whoever you are, even if you can't find a category that accurately describes yourself, you are valid. And you, quite frankly, if you don't have a category, it just means you are the category, and that's lit as hell. So if that means you like, I don't know, enter random obscure video game here, like it loud, love it, because there are people who look like you that also like it out here. And until there are a ton of us that look like us out here publicly showing it, it's going to be on us to just know it from the heart. So do not allow what's happening externally to affect how you enjoy life internally, if that makes sense.
Beautiful words. Yeah.
Beautiful. Do you have any upcoming projects? Anything else you're working on besides your interview with the
Ashley?
Ashley. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
I don't know.
Anything you're looking forward to?
I think I'm mainly looking forward to that interview because that'll be out like mid-March. I'm also really looking forward to, I just had this idea, I'm gonna start putting it together, but I'd love to have a stream in March because March is Women's History Month. And as if I get a break. So, I go straight from being Black to being a woman one month after the other. So
me.
Somebody was like, "Oh, do you want April to be Intersectionality Month?" I was like, "Shut the hell up!" Like,
that's too much.
Just one identity per month.
We're like, "Good for you, good for you. You go out there and you be a woman next month." I was like, "Bro," because now everybody's like, "So I know we had you on our stream because you're Black in February. Would you like to come back because you're a woman in March?" And I'm like, Jesus Christ, yes, but damn, but I am very much looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to all the soundtrack reviews that I have coming out, because in March, I've kind of moved them around a little bit, but in March, it'll be Hotline Miami, because I have another one coming out this coming week, but Hotline Miami, Undertale, which I've never played, so it'll be my first time playing it. Metroid Prime, one of my favorite games from childhood, and Stardew. So those are my March ones. And I'm really excited for those. People who want to see me play the games that I'm going to review the soundtracks for that I've never played, I do record them. And if you become a member of my Ko-Fi, then you can see them. And I don't even edit them. So it's just good vibes for God knows how long. However long it takes me to beat it.
I love that.
But yeah, I think that's kind of it. I'm not trying to plan as much as I planned this month for March.
Yeah,
So
period.
literally, I'm taking the first week off of March from streaming so I can sleep and not be in makeup or actual clothes. So
Gotta love it. You
yeah,
gotta do it. You gotta do that.
I'm so excited. So really, I think that's it. I think I do my live stream version. That's the original Soundtest. YouTube is Soundtest Unplugged. Soundtest is for Twitch. And I'm planning my episodes for March, where that's my game show where I bring on 2 people and I give them 5 themes of video game music. They have to choose tracks that match up with said theme. We listen to both, they have to explain it, and then chat actually gets to vote on who had the better choice for each one, and we crown a winner. And I just did mine. I finally had to do play it myself. So I went against Ocadrian yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He beat me by 1 point.
No. Oh, no.
By 1 point. But we had a lot of fun. So it's just a really good time to come just vibe to video game music. It's really easy and laid back. So
I love that.
that's enough, right? I hope so.
Nice. Yeah, you got a lot. You was like you said, you moving. You got 4 jobs. So you
Exactly.
you doing things.
That's important.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're in the gig economy.
Yeah.
All day.
We're in a gig economy. Fucking capitalism, man. God damn it.
Just saying. I'm telling, because listen, I love doing all this stuff, but I'd love it more if I didn't have to worry about paying for nothing.
Man.
If rent was cut in half, how my life would be. I swear.
I'm telling you.
How at peace would I be right now?
Literally. Literally.
You know, as they like to say, we ball. I just, I cry where you can't see me. I'm kidding, but
yeah,
I might not be.
Yeah. Oh, well, Alex, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Really appreciate it, and we love having you here.
Thank you for having me.
Where can people find you on the socials, and what can we expect? Well, what can people expect when they tune into your content? I mean, they got a little snippet of it when you talk about the Penguin Village, but what can they expect? They just hop in.
You can expect shenanigans is the simplest way to foolishness, shenanigans. We call it crackheadery in the Penguin Village if you want to be correct.
Oh, not crackheadery. Oh,
it's crackheadery.
God.
It is absolutely crackheadery.
Oh, no.
But it's not like demon. No, it is. It can't be. It's not me. It's really, they're all way too comfortable. I don't know what happened, but I think you come into my stream, you can expect, don't come into my stream hungry. It's like a rule because you will be hungry by the time you leave. And just expect commentary that you don't expect from other people. And I don't mean that, I don't do it on purpose. I just don't be talking like other people do. I didn't cry in The Last of Us. I was just very angry and I was saying some very out of pocket stuff to random NPCs before I killed them. It's very much different. So just kind of expect that. Expect, even if you have, you can hear me, but you're not necessarily paying attention, expect to hear random things loudly and having to flip back to that tab to see what the hell I'm talking about. That happens a lot. So, crackheadery in a word. But no, my name is literally Alex Norimaki on everything.
Everything, because it wasn't taken.
It wasn't taken. That's why I chose it, because it wasn't taken on nothing. But it is literally everything: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, if that's what you're into.
I use my Threads like a circles, and I think it's working out totally fine.
I should do that. I really should. I have it.
It feels pre-Twitter. It feels not pre-Twitter, pre-X. That's what it feels like. Yeah.
I've had a Twitter for
important.
12 years, so I kind of miss those days. So.
Man, it was like the time right before he bought it. Everything was still okay. It wasn't the same, but it was still okay. And ever since he started doing shit, it just went fucking downhill.
It's lonely and it's full of bots and it's not at all. It's not fun.
And it's engagement farming.
It is absolutely engagement farming. I don't know what's real and what's just
post.
Yeah.
The line for fun. I was just telling a joke. You should have known that. How
was I supposed to know that?
With what indicator?
You ended that statement with a period.
Making emotional and you know it.
What you want me to what am I supposed to say besides get angry? Because everything on my TL makes me angry at this point. So
everything.
I have more blocked terms and on Twitter now than I think is necessary, but it is necessary because I'm tired of hearing about all of this. All of it. Leave me alone.
I get it.
Yeah, it
Well,
should be
thank
on
you
Threads.
so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Alex, for coming on the show. I'm so excited to tune into your interview with Ashley, to catch the sound test, to continue to follow all the really cool things you're doing, and also, find our own personal chases. I think that is a nice goal in life for us to have friends like Chase on hand. Appreciate that. And we will catch you all in the next episode. I am Asia, your compassion centric Renaissance woman with the desire to pet a kangaroo in Australia one day. And
that's so easy to make happen. We can make that happen.
Okay,
it has to be in Australia.
Yes, I've petted one here, and I did cry 4 hours after, and so I think in Australia, it would be even better.
Okay, not a wild one though, right?
Probably.
Oh, okay. I'm also a biologist, and so I've got words for that. But you do you. Just be just be safe. I'm just do it on dry land and be safe.
Right. No, and there will be no kangaroos lurking in water. I'm not going to go pet those. You know what I mean? I know enough about them to know, my danger zone. Okay. We're not giving Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, because we're
giving, it's Black History Month. There's nothing I can.
Yeah, and don't do it in February, because if something pops off, it cannot be in Black History Month.
Oh, and as always, it is your infamous hood rat with the heart of gold himself, Cortez Washington. Thank you again for joining us for this episode. Be sure to follow Blacspiration on X, Twitter, whatever the fuck it is, Instagram, Twitch. And as always, be happy, drink some water, keep gaming, and always be inspired.
Oh,
bye.